Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am grossly excited for today's video. So I did this video last year inspired by Samantha Ravindal's video about if she lost all her makeup collection, like if she lost everything in her collection, what would she repurchase first? And I did this video last year. I can leave that video linked down below, as well as Samantha Ravindal's video. And I wanted to do an updated version of it, but with a little bit of a twist on it, and I am really freaking excited about this. I spent a disgusting amount of time trying to figure this out and make this work. So today we are going to be talking about if I lost my entire makeup collection, what would I purchase first if I only had $500 to replace everything. Now this does not include skincare, brushes, anything like that. We're only talking makeup because mind explosion if I had to figure out how to repurchase my brushes and skincare and makeup in under $500. But we're talking about the makeup that I would buy first if I had $500 to replace my makeup collection. It would be devastating. It would be devastating. But I'm really excited to share what I've come up with you guys. So if you are interested in this video, then stay tuned. First, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you go. I do post a minimum of 4 days a week, so if that is something that interests you, hit the red subscribe button before moving on. And if you have a YouTube channel, I would love if you want to film this. I would love to hear your guys' responses. If you don't have a YouTube channel, leave me some products that you would purchase if you lost all your makeup collection. What are some products that you would purchase first? I would love to hear from you guys. Other than that, let's just jump into this video. As per usual, I think this will be an all summer long thing. There is construction outside. Highly annoying. Literally so highly annoying. My windows are shut. Like, I truly am trying to block the noise out, but I can't. So we are going to go in order that I would do my face. And for primer, you guys know the brand, at least, of primer that I'm going to be selecting. But you might be surprised to find out that I'm not going with the Coconut Skin Smoothing Priming Moisturizer from First Aid Beauty. And instead, I am going with the Ultra Repair Hyaluronic Hydrating Primer. This retails for $29. I'll leave everything linked down below with the prices. P.S. you guys, I know a bunch of you have been purchasing from my links down below, and I just want to take a second to say thank you. Like, you guys never have to feel obligated to purchase through my links, but it does help me out, and I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So thank you so much. Just wanted to take a second to say that. I've been really surprised as to how many people have been even just clicking through my links, so I really appreciate it, you guys, and wanted to shout that out. It really has just warmed my heart. And I've gotten some comments lately just saying hey, I purchased this off your recommendation and I've really been liking it, and that is so exciting to me. I remember hearing YouTubers say oh, I get excited when people like recommendations, and I'm do they actually really tell you that? But I have gotten some comments recently that you guys have purchased things off my recommendations, and that means so much to me. One, that you trust my opinion, and two, that some of you have come back to say that you've really enjoyed some of the items that you picked up. So thank you guys so much. Completely off on a tangent there, but wanted to take a second to say thank you. I would go with the Ultra Repair Hyaluronic Hydrating Primer because this offers the hydration that I oftentimes need from a primer. I like a primer that's going to offer me some hydration because I do have normal to dry skin, and I just like that extra boost of hydration. I also feel like this does have a bit of a smoothing effect to the skin, and it has a serious grip to it, which I really appreciate it because I feel like this does make my makeup last longer, which is what I love from a primer. So I definitely would replace this first, and this is the only primer that I would purchase with my $500. It's getting louder, the construction. For foundation, you guys, it is ridiculous the amount of time I spent coming up with my list of products. I knew I wanted a tinted moisturizer, and I knew I wanted a more full coverage foundation, and I am just that extra B that needed to have her fuller coverage foundation be the Dior Forever foundation, which retails for $52. So this took a serious chunk out of my budget, but I love this foundation. This foundation just always seems to work for me. I love the finish that it gives. I love the wear time that it offers, and it just always looks beautiful. So I knew I had to replace this, even if it meant sacrificing in other areas. And I will say I was going to have my Bite Beauty powder on this list, but I had to axe that because I really needed to purchase this foundation. So then we had to cut back a little bit in terms of the tinted moisturizer. I actually wanted to go with the tinted moisturizer as well as the It Cosmetics CC cream, because you guys know I love the SPF 50 that offers. But I just didn't have that in my budget, so I knew I was going to have to rely on my actual just skincare and sunscreen to cover me for my SPF. And for the tinted moisturizer I went with the the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer, because this retails for $14, and it is a really nice tinted moisturizer. In fact, I feel like this offers just a hair more coverage than your average tinted moisturizer, which I can really appreciate. I currently have mine in the shade Fair 4N, which is probably a little too light for my self-tan right now, but this can easily be manipulated with the Drunk Elephant De-Bronzy Drops, Sunshine Drops, which brings me to another thing that I would replace and would have to repurchase. Now, I just have the mini right now, but I would purchase the full size of the De-Bronzy Anti-Pollution Sunshine Drops from Drunk Elephant. I just love having this product to help manipulate the shade of my foundation. I've been self-tanning a lot, and I have a lot of lighter coverage, lighter shades in my foundations right now, so I've been relying on this to help me deepen up foundations or mix with the deeper foundation. I wanted to pick this up during the Sephora VIV sale, but it was sold out, which made me so sad. But I absolutely would include this in my $500 budget when replacing my makeup items. So I would get the ColourPop Tinted Moisturizer, the Dior Forever, not the Glow, but just the regular Dior Forever foundation, and then also the Drunk Elephant De-Bronzy Drops. Concealer was a really tough one. I wanted to choose two concealers. I wanted a fuller coverage concealer, and then I wanted a lighter coverage concealer, and this was a tough choice. Runner-up would have been the Kosas concealer. I have been loving that for a medium coverage concealer that just looks hydrating and brightening underneath the eyes. I really do love that concealer, you guys. I've only had it for a little bit now, but it is so nice. I definitely want to try more from Kosas, and I'm thinking slowly I'm going to try and pick up some more items from Kosas and then do an entire brand review. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that, or if you feel like it'd be a waste of my time and money. I really would love to know your honest opinion. I decided to go with the Hourglass concealer though, just because this does offer more full coverage if you need it, but then I could sheer this out and just do really light dots underneath my eyes, and then really sheer this out if I was looking for lighter coverage. This, to me, just looks gorgeous underneath the eyes. It doesn't crease too much, especially if set with a powder. It feels hydrating. I don't think it looks crepey, and I just think it's a really beautiful concealer. Now, this does retail for $34, so again, another big chunk out of my beauty budget for this idea I've created in my head, but this is the concealer that I would choose to replace with my budget. I just spilled coffee down my chin, so I'm probably gonna get a foundation line. Okay, for powder, like I said, I would have loved to gone with the powder that I'm going with, as well as the Bite Changemaker powder. That is such a phenomenal powder. If you guys are looking for a really beautiful pressed powder, it comes in, I think, 6 to 8 shades. So they do offer a range of shades. Maybe it comes in more shades, because I think it is a powder foundation. It does such a beautiful job of blurring the skin, but it is so lightweight, it does not feel like you have powder on. But unfortunately, it didn't fit in my budget, so the powder that I decided to go with is the Hourglass Veil Translucent Powder. Now, I only currently have the full size, but replacing it, I would replace it with the mini, which is $20. And the reason being is, one, I don't have a lot of room in my budget here, and two, I just feel like it would be enough powder to last me for a while, maybe till I got some more money back in my budget and could replace it again. But this is such a beautiful powder. I think you can use this to set underneath your eyes, and it's going to make your under eyes look beautiful, but you can also use this to set the entire face, and it's not going to strip your face of all its life. It's not going to make the face look dull. It doesn't look shimmery, but it offers a healthy glow to the skin, which I just love. This is definitely my favorite loose powder that I've ever tried. So absolutely would include this in the items that I would be replacing. I would just replace it with a mini because we're trying to squeeze some more products in here. And again, the mini of this retails for $20. For bronzer, I would, can you guys guess? Can you guess? I'm going with the Cover FX Monochromatic Duo. This is the bronzer duo, and I have mine in Sun Kissed Bronze, and this is just my favorite bronzer. I love the tone of this. This works so well for me no matter if I'm self-tanned or fair. I just feel like I can make this work. If I'm fair, I just sheer it out a little bit more, and in the summer, if I'm looking for a glowier bronze, I will add the glowy side on top. You could use this as a highlight if you want, but it's too deep for me. This retails, I believe, for $38, but it's just so stunning and so beautiful, and this was the product I had to choose. Okay, I had to choose two blushes because I've mentioned many times on my channel I get very bored with blush very easily, and I like to cycle through my blush. It was very hard for me to decide on a blush, but I ultimately came down to Hourglass Mood Exposure, which is one of my favorites. Again, I would purchase this in the mini size because this is going to take you years to go through anyway. And the mini of this retails for $24. So definitely a beautiful blush that I feel like you can get away with all year round. It's this beautiful, lighter toned pink mauve. And I, again, think this is seasonally relevant all year round, which is another reason that I decided to choose this. We'll wait.
5 minutes later.
Okay, we're not going to be able to wait because this looks like it's going to be a long situation out there. The other blush I just couldn't be without, and I feel like if you know me, you know what I'm going to say, and it's the Buxom Seychelles blush. Now, one of you I know purchased this off my recommendation and said you did really like it. This is the most beautiful bronzy nude blush that I have ever seen, and this blush has really, really good lasting power on it. So I love a good nude blush all year round. In fact, I like more of like a toned down blush more than I do like a really vibrant blush. So I thought that this would be another perfect option, and this retails for $22. For highlights, I could not be without my Fenty Beauty Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. I just couldn't be without this highlight, so I had to somehow make this fit in my beauty budget. This retails for $36. The subtle side of this, which you can see, I am like going to use this up at some point, and I will replace this entire thing. The subtle highlight works perfectly with my fair skin tone, and then if I want to amp up the look, I can go in with the Fire Crystal side. Such a beautiful highlight. This offers some versatility because you have a subtle side, you have an intense side, you can mix the two. I thought it was kind of like a value item. And then also, you can get this in a mini size, which is why I'm including this, otherwise it wouldn't have fit in the budget. But this is the Becca Mini Highlighter in the shade Rose Quartz, and I love a good pink tone highlight that is going to give me like a sun kiss, sort of sunburnt effect. I just love this highlight. This is something that I never want to be without in my collection, which is why I had to make it fit into my budget. Again, you can get this as a mini on the Sephora website, and I believe it retails for $22. So that is another highlight that I definitely would make sure to include in my budget. I always have to have a brown eyeliner on hand. Thankfully, there's a very inexpensive eyeliner on the market, very inexpensive, that I love, and this lasts in the waterline all day. It is the Essence Extreme Lasting, I think. I've worn away the name on this because I've used this so much. The Extreme Lasting Pencil, and I believe mine's in the shade 2, which is called But First Espresso. It's a very, very beautiful dark brown, or just like the perfect rich dark brown. Such a creamy pencil, but it stays in your waterline all day, and this retails for $2.99. So that was the perfect fit into my budget because we were getting a little dicey, we were getting a little close, but I am one of those people that just has to have eyeliner at all times. Like, I can't have a look be complete unless I have eyeliner, so I definitely needed to include this. I'm sorry the construction is okay. I also knew I had to sneak this product in, and this is a very multi-purpose product, so hear me out on this. This is the Smashbox Cali Contour Kit. This retails for $40. And in this, woo, we're adding some more to some of the categories we've already talked about. So in this, you're getting a contour for those days that you need a really chiseled cheek. You know those days. You also get a setting powder. Because I was able to add this is why I was able to justify getting rid of the Bite Beauty Changemaker. Now, by all means, the Bite Beauty Changemaker powder is way better than this one. I can still make this powder work. It definitely looks a little heavier underneath the eyes. And I don't know if I would use it as an all over the face setting powder, but if I really just needed a quick like set underneath the eyes, I can make this work. It also comes with 2 more highlighters. Not my favorite highlighters, but you can make them work, and they're a little bit deeper as well. So if I got like super self-tanned, I could make these work, especially this top shade. Actually, that's really beautiful now that I'm swatching it. Maybe next time I pull for this in my Shop My Stash, I need to go in with that highlight because that looked really pretty. And then you have a bronzer and a blush, and I love this blush shade, especially more like for fall time. If I want a little bit of a deeper blush, so beautiful. And I could even sheer this out and make this work in the springtime. And then the bronzer shade too, I also really like. I just think it's a really nice kind of neutral, middle of the range, not too warm, not too cool bronzer. And I love the Smashbox Cali Contour Kit. You guys know this, so I really wanted to make sure I included this in the items that I replaced because this is near and dear to my heart. One of my favorite products in my makeup collection because I just think it's such a multi-purpose, perfect product. It just, you know, sometimes face palettes, only a few things work for you in the palette. Truly everything I can make work for me in this palette, which is why I knew this would be a great product to include in my $500 budget. And then to round it out, I'm a little extra. I had to have 2 setting sprays. This was tough because I had to include my Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist because I need this to add life and glow back into my skin. And then I also went with my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray because this truly does make a difference in making your makeup last longer. This retails for $28. This retails for $33. Do you guys remember when this was $29? We're up to $33 now. So, you know, I put a good amount of budget into my setting sprays, but I really would have loved to figure out how to make like MAC Fix Plus work as well, because I really love to use MAC Fix Plus like during my makeup application to kind of set my powders in, etc. But I figured I could just take a bottle and fill it with water for the time being since we're on a budget here. I figured that's what I could do for there. I am seriously so annoyed at the freaking construction. It's so loud. Ugh. I have a temper, you guys. I like actually do. I feel like I come across as someone who's like, life is perfect. But I have a really bad temper. I even have a vein that sticks out over here that's like, when I'm angry, like my husband sees my vein stick out and he's like, this construction is gonna make me lose my temper. Anyway, you guys, these are the 2 setting sprays I could fit into my budget and I felt I needed the most. So after that, that is going to conclude this video. We came in at a total of, I couldn't believe this, you guys, we came in at a total of $499.99. Literally, I only had a penny left I could spend. I didn't include tax in this because we're just not gonna include tax in this. But I'm really proud of myself for being able to curate this list. It took a little time. There were things we had to cross out. Oh, you guys, no, I completely missed a whole section. You guys are probably like, wait a minute, girlfriend. You're not even gonna include eyeshadow or mascara? Yes, I am. So for mascara, I decided the mascara that works best for me, you guys know I like to cocktail my mascaras, but the mascara that works best for me that can do enough of all 3 things I'm looking for from my mascara is the NARS Climax, and I would go with the mini because we're on a budget and the mini is $12. So that is the mascara that I would choose. And then for eyeshadow, I am rolling the dice here because the eyeshadow that I'm selecting I don't own and I've never tried, but I think I would like them. So I had to be really careful in the eyeshadow category because we were inching really close to my total, but I decided I would go with the ColourPop Going Coconuts palette for $12 because this is a beautiful neutral brown eyeshadow palette that I know I could make work for my everyday, day-to-day needs. And then I decided I would do a ColourPop build your own palette for $45 where you get to choose 24 shades. And then I could kind of look at what I got from my Going Coconuts palette and decide what other shades I needed. And I felt like that would be a really good way to incorporate color, shimmer, etc. that I was like wanting, but couldn't necessarily just get out of one, like an AVH palette or something like that. So taking a little bit of a risk, a little bit of a gamble in the eyeshadow category, but I feel like you guys will understand. And like I said, my total came in at $499.99, which is crazy. I feel like I nailed it on the head with coming in right where I needed to be at for the budget. I had quite a few things that were like crossed off and then added and then crossed off again. But I had so much fun creating this video. So if you had fun watching, I hope you will do this video yourself. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch today's video and supporting my channel, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye.